Visited North Carolina. Vice President Mike Pence is doing the same today. He'll visit a private school near Raleigh where they have already started in-person classes. He'll discuss school choice programs. The vice president will also tour a biotech company working on a vaccine. In his news conference last night, a reporter asked the president twice where he would be when he accepts his nomination during the Republican National Convention next month. That reporter specifically asked if it would be here in Charlotte.
We'll be doing a speech on Thursday, the main speech, the primary speech. Charlotte, they will be doing nominating on Monday. That's a different period, a different thing happening, but they'll be doing nominations on Monday. I speak on Thursday. Okay?
From where?
We'll be announcing it soon.
Now, we've told you that the RNC was originally going to be in Charlotte. It moved to Jacksonville, Florida, when Governor Roy Cooper would not promise to allow a convention at full capacity here. And then the president canceled the event in Jacksonville as coronavirus cases grew. We know much of the RNC business for the convention will happen here in Charlotte, but we are anticipating the formal announcement, the official announcement on how the president will deliver his acceptance speech to come later on this week. Coming up in the next 30 minutes, I will speak live to the president's daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, about the RNC here in Charlotte and the president's acceptance speech. Look for that. The White House's coronavirus task force is zeroing in on North Carolina and Mecklenburg County specifically in its new red zone report. That report highlights states and cities considered high risk for the coronavirus. Reporter Anthony Costura explains.
We are in Brookdale Village, which is an area surrounded by retail shops and restaurants, and many of these businesses have already had to adapt in the wake of COVID-19. Now, that new report this morning talks about things like social distancing and wearing masks, but it also says businesses that do not comply should be forced to close down. It also says restaurant capacity should be reduced to 25% and social gatherings should be reduced to fewer than 10 people. North Carolina is just one of 21 states listed in a red zone. That's defined by areas that reported more than 100 new cases per 100,000 people last week and had more than 10% of tests come back positive. State leaders just said yesterday we are making progress towards containing the virus, but those trends are not enough to get North Carolina off the red zone report. Still, state health leaders are optimistic. They revealed this chart yesterday. It doesn't show numbers or data, but it is the first time the state has not had a red X in any of its 4 key trends in more than 2 months. Dr. Mandy Cohen says she is encouraged by the progress, but is still vigilant.
Seeing glimmers of potential progress does not mean we can let up. It means it's time to double down.
The state has been concerned about Charlotte's hospital capacity, and Mecklenburg County just set a new record for hospitalizations with 210 people in the hospital. The data shows 1 in 20 people had to be hospitalized. With the start of school less than a month away now, Mecklenburg County Health Director Gibby Harris says COVID cases within children will increase, but so far she has not given a threshold on the number of cases we would need to see in order for schools to completely reopen. Back to you.
All right, Anthony, thank you. South Carolina is also one of the 21 states on that red zone report, but the state is seeing improvements. The report says South Carolina has seen stability in new cases and a decrease in the percent of tests coming back positive, but still more work needs to be done. The report says there are 242 new cases per 100,000 people. The national average is 140. Colleges across the U.S. are getting ready to go back to school, but many of them are seeing cases before students even set foot on campus. The New York Times collected data on numerous colleges, including several local colleges. It says the virus has been tied to a science building at Western Carolina and on the football team at Clemson University. There are at least 94 cases at App State. We've told you at least 41 of those cases are tied to construction workers on campus. At UNC Charlotte, there are 5 cases tied to the athletics department. There's no standardized reporting method for colleges. Right now, App State officials are getting ready for students to return to campus in the next few weeks. And our Dave Faraday is live from campus now. Dave, they have already seen 94 positive cases. So what are they doing to prevent any more?
Well, Allison, right now they're requiring all the students and faculty to wear facial coverings when they're inside buildings and classrooms, when they can't social distance. In fact, they have purchased 3 face masks for every student. You can see they got the emblem right on the side here for them when they return to the university here in Boone next month. Take a look at some of this video. The university just announced in the last 15 minutes it has spent $11 million on COVID-related supplies and expenses. 1.6 million of that is on supplies and materials alone. We've got some video in a warehouse where they have 70,000 masks that they purchased across campus. We also spotted hand sanitizing stations already set up in buildings like the university bookstore. Classrooms have also been altered. You can see where they put up plastic to encourage social distancing and to limit the number of students in those classrooms. We spoke with a freshman and her mother who arrived on campus today, excited about her going off to college, but also expressing concerns about the virus.
I'm pretty excited, but I'm concerned about class sizes and being close in contact with a bunch of people.
We're very nervous about it, but we need to give it a try and see how things turn out. App has done a good job of putting restrictions in place.
And we just checked the numbers. 47 students and employees here at Appalachian State have tested positive for COVID-19, but it's important to note that only 23 of them are active cases right now. Allison, back to you.
All right, Dave, thanks. New jobless numbers came out today for every county in North Carolina for June, the first full month of reopening. The unemployment rate dropped dramatically across the state. In May, 80 counties had jobless rates over 10%, but in June, only 4 did. Look at the Charlotte metro area. Union County's rate went from 10.3% in May to 6.3%. Cabarrus, 12.5% to 7.8%. Iredell, 13.7% to 7.9%. Gaston County, 14.2% to 8.5%. And Mecklenburg, 13.6% to 8.6%. Today at 5, Action 9's Jason Stujanki is breaking down these numbers even more for us, seeing which industries are rebounding the most. Breaking news, the North Carolina State Fair is canceled because of the coronavirus. State Agriculture Commissioner Steve Troxler made that announcement in the last 2 hours. The fair was originally scheduled for October, but Troxler said the department polled fairgoers from previous years and found many would not attend because of coronavirus. The event draws nearly 1 million visitors every year, and this is the first time it's been canceled since World War II.